What if death isn't as immediate as we think? Imagine this. Your heart stops beating, but your mind keeps going. Scientists now say the brain can remain active for up to 7 minutes after the moment of death, 7 minutes that could reveal what lies beyond life itself. Is it just memory or a doorway to something greater? Stay with me, because what you're about to hear could change the way you see life and what comes after. Most of us assume that once the heart stops, everything ends instantly. Darkness, silence, nothing. But clinical studies suggest a much stranger reality. When doctors have monitored patients during cardiac arrest, they've noticed something unexpected. Instead of shutting down like a light switch, the brain flickers with activity. Not just any activity, but a powerful surge of gamma waves, the very rhythms linked to heightened awareness, vivid dreaming, and the recalling of deep memories. Think about that for a moment. Even after your heart is stopped, your mind might still be alive, replaying your entire life like a film reel set to fast forward. Every moment of joy, every heartbreak, every decision, all collapsing into a single stream of awareness. Some researchers believe this explains the phenomenon so many describe, your life flashing before your eyes. But here's where it gets more mysterious. If the brain is still firing, does that mean consciousness lingers in those minutes? Or are we brushing against something even greater, a final bridge between this world and the next? And there's more. Brain scans of people in these moments reveal patterns eerily similar to deep meditation or mystical experiences. In other words, death may not feel like fading out, it may feel like waking up. So the question becomes, are those 7 minutes just the brain's last sparks of energy? Or are they the opening act of something far more profound? Long before science, ancient civilizations had their own explanations for what happens at the moment of death. The ancient Egyptians believed that the soul traveled through different trials in the underworld, guided by the god Anubis. The heart would even be weighed against a feather to determine its fate. In Hindu philosophy, the belief is that the soul detaches from the body and prepares for reincarnation. Tibetan monks describe the bardo, a liminal state between life and rebirth, lasting moments to days. Could it be that the 7 minutes science observes are the very transition that ancient traditions were describing thousands of years ago? A space where consciousness unravels itself from the body. Modern accounts of near-death experiences, or NDEs, echo these beliefs. People revived after clinical death often describe floating above their body, traveling through tunnels of light, or meeting beings of overwhelming love and peace. Take the case of Dr. Eben Alexander, a neurosurgeon who fell into a week-long coma. By all medical accounts, his brain was not functioning. Yet when he awoke, he described vivid journeys through other realms, guided by luminous beings. What's remarkable is the consistency. Across cultures, religions, and ages, people report the same themes: tunnels, light, reunions, overwhelming peace. If this was just a chemical reaction in the brain, wouldn't each experience be unique, shaped only by personal memory? Why do they follow the same patterns? Here's where it becomes fascinating. Science and spirituality may not actually be at odds. Scientists see a surge of electrical activity. Spiritual traditions see a soul transitioning. What if both are true? Some physicists even propose that consciousness may not be entirely confined to the brain. Instead, the brain could be more like a receiver, and when it shuts off, the signal continues elsewhere. If so, those 7 minutes might be when the receiver is still partly on, allowing glimpses of both worlds, the physical and the beyond. But why 7 minutes? Some researchers believe it's just how long the brain can function without oxygen. But mystics might argue there's no coincidence. 7 has always been a sacred number. 7 chakras, 7 heavens, 7 days of creation. Across cultures, 7 represents completion, transition, and cycles. Could the 7 minutes after death represent a cosmic countdown, the closing of one chapter before another begins? So what really happens in the 7 minutes after you die? Maybe it's the brain playing back your memories, maybe it's the doorway to another existence, or maybe It's both. One thing is certain: death is not as sudden as we think. Those final moments may hold the most profound truths of our existence, truths we will all one day discover for ourselves. Do you think those 7 minutes are just the brain shutting down or the soul awakening to its next journey? Share your thoughts below, because your perspective might reveal more than you realize.